Hi, my name is Miguel Ramirez. I am the co-founder at Shooting Stars. To do a quick intro about myself, I do the photography, videography, graphic design, social media. If you see a story or see a graphic or see a flyer or a promotion or an image, likely I've had some kind of hand in something, either a creative concept or, oversaw the production or produced a element from beginning to end. And yeah, so if you've followed the stories, likely you've probably seen something that I've done. To say how I've gotten into photography, I was going for two associate degrees. One was radio television behind the scenes, the other was television production, film, and one required a photography class. And I took the photography class, found that I loved it, and from there went on to from film and digital photography, got into advanced digital photography, and I got into graphic design advanced, then got into these variations of color science, color management, and then got into other aspects of digital film, and then got into video and the video elements, color grading. And so, if you were to ask me a question about color, I would very likely annoy you because I could talk about that for days. And I would personally, this would be like an Instagram block because you would find that you've made a terrible mistake. Um, yeah, but that's pretty much the introduction and my covering of my stuff in a nutshell. Just to do the Instagram questions really fast, since I'm alone. My monitor's there, but I'm doing three different things at the moment. Where do you see Shooting Stars in 1 year? I would probably say I see Shooting Stars implementing maybe meets in relation to maybe studio meets where it's a fee entry, but utilizing, equipment and different services where people could have various tools, lighting, and presets where, he could come in as a photographer, have, you know, access to a studio, and then have the various, preset lighting and different tools at your disposal. So similar to what Prism FX might do, or different other meets may do, where you have a location, you might have it in the hub of LA or a relating city area, and then you have, kind of making it user friendly to a photographer instead of the photographer rounding up all their equipment. You have these areas, already rigged with equipment, and the photographer just has to show up, making it more ergonomic and more friendly to the photographer. Where is my favorite location to take pictures? I would say the beach, woodland areas, the woods, mountain terrain. Uh, when I got into color design and color science at Mount Sac, something that we would do out of habit was take uh, picture profiles. So we would take pictures of locations, and then using Adobe color profile, we would break them into color palettes. And so we would get into the habit of looking at places as color tones. And so if you look at a woodland area, you break it down, you look at the tones, you identify more of the tones. You look at the beach, you break it down, you look more at the tones, and you kind of begin to see the elements and what you're trying to establish in your photos. Oh, I really like this style of blue. I really like this style of, you know, light brown or green. I want to utilize it in this way in my photo and take these different pieces and try to reconstruct them. And so there's definitely an act to it. It's probably more explanation heavy than I'm giving, but that's kind of the Clip Notes version of it. For this photo, this is when I shot with scars for the Flyers 2 promotion. And looking at it, I am just very happy with it. I want to say in the past, not the best luck with shooting in the evening. I would forget certain tools. I would forget certain lights and things to make lighting easier in the evening. And it made lighting in the dark for flash photography difficult. And so coming into this shoot, I was fully prepared, had everything that I needed. Originally, this was going to just be similar to the last birthday, where I just have LEDs, color the model with like hues of red and orange and blue and pink. And then I thought she has really exceptional makeup work. She has really awesome costume design and makeup work done. And it wouldn't make sense to hide that in color. And so I had set up the softbox, set up the CN 120, and then got the flash diffusion and got everything set to go. And it came out exactly the way that I had intended. And she did fantastic. Isn't enough nice things that I could say about Scars. Uh, she's modeled for 2 years, 3 years, one of those, but she's modeled for a number of years. Very professional, easy to work with, exceptionally skilled, and definitely is proficient in what she does. And so, uh, definitely a cool model to check out. If you see her name flash right here, you should probably check that name out, Scars. Yeah, she's definitely a cool person to check out. And yeah. For this shoot, I had shot with Demonic Cupcake Official, and this would be another evening shoot. And this is something that I feel pretty good about. I remember shooting Demonic Cupcake Official at Art and Chill, and again, much like in the past, not having the right equipment with me, not having the right lighting and flash and various tools, trying to shoot and kind of really having dodgy shots. They look okay, but they weren't the best. And so when I had shot with Demonic Cupcake Official again, this time, having everything that I needed to make sure everything was adequate and up to par with the color and the balance and the hue saturation and things like that. Uh, it had went better than I thought it would. Uh, on the day there was some wind and drizzle, and it was looking like it was going to be a long day, but it ended up turning out really well, and the shots were really, really fantastic, and I love them a lot. This is one of the pictures, if we take a look. This, there's something about it. I don't know if it's like the angle or the colors or the look or the contrast or the it's just it has this thing about it where it comes together perfectly. And so when I look at it, I'm like, yes, this is the shot. This is the one. But and then also too, if you take a look and you look at the other ones, it's like, well, there's this one too, and then you have this one too, and what about this one? So it's like if you're a photographer, it's like, how do you actually pick between the multiple ones that you like? So, um, yeah, I think I was just happy to have a better shoot than the previous other shoots that did not yield the best photos. Redemption. With this photo, this is probably one of the first times me and Melissa shot outside of any photo meet. We shot at Selfie World in LA, and yeah, this was kind of like one of the candid shots that I happened to take. I remember at the time there was like maybe 7 or 8 people in this very cramped and crowded hallway. And looking at that photo, you would think the hallway was huge. No, it was like as small as like uh, pretty small. And I remember thinking, one, how would I fit a softbox in there? And then two, how am I going to position the shots? And so I was kind of like tossing and turning, like, how is that going to work? And things like that. And sort of having anxiety a bit, just anxiousness, like, oh, don't know. Crowds of people in small areas. Oh, this doesn't sound good. And Melissa's like, oh yeah, sure, it'll be fine. I'm like, ooh. And so I tried to put the softbox from the entryway, and then I did a CN120 in from the bottom and used a monitor while having the camera completely on the ground. And so if you see the photo, it's actually from the base level. So if it looks like she's high up, it's because the camera was so low to the ground. That's the only way to make this area look large and encompassing. And so it's kind of like a little photo tidbit. If you want a small, tiny place to look big, you have to just drop the camera down a bit. And this is something that I think was a really nice shot because it's sort of a candid where someone's just smiling naturally and you kind of get a sense of how they feel in the moment. And so when you can capture, how someone feels in that moment in time, I think it adds something to the photo. So, yeah. For the final message and thought, I would probably say, uh, probably just for the photo community as a whole, just to kind of have fun and enjoy what you're doing. If you're not having fun, it doesn't make sense to do it. I think the whole point of shooting stars was to like have meets and have fun and enjoy the meets and enjoy what you're doing. I think when that changes into something else, it loses its meaning and it loses its identity of what it was intended to be. And so, if you're enjoying yourself, it's exactly what it's intended to be. Um, Events. So there's an event on the 29th, Flyers 2. Social media, you could find me at Ramirez 200. That'll be right here. Um, Anything else? Oh yeah, interview of Chris Colvin. You could find that on Instagram Reels for Shooting Stars. He's probably going to be the first one, so you could watch his. His will probably be much more interesting than mine. Just letting you know. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. Uh, Places that you could find me. I'm going to probably be at Flyers 2, so that'd be at the 29th. And I'm going to be doing an interview with Melissa Saturday on not the 29th. What day is it? So on the 16th. So that location is to be decided. So I can't exactly say when that is happening, but it is happening. And yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And yeah, I hope this was entertaining, fun, enlightening, something. Cut.